It's a race catching the attention of people across Michigan. After 12 years in office, Detroit Mayor Mike Duggan stepping aside to run for governor.
Former Detroit Police Chief James Craig eyeing that same spot.
This August, 9 candidates will be on the primary ballot, each hoping to become Detroit's next mayor. Only the top 2 vote getters will move on to November's general election.
Over the next 2 weeks, our Carolyn Clifford will sit down with all 9 contenders, giving you a front row seat to their visions, their priorities, and why they believe they're the right choice to lead Detroit forward.
Detroit has been the comeback city for more than 2 decades now, especially downtown. But progress, as we know, is fragile. The wrong leadership could stall or even reverse the momentum. That's why the next mayor of Detroit must be qualified, accountable, and deeply committed to the people they serve. So we are introducing you to the candidates vying to be the last one standing. Next up, James Craig.
James Craig became a Detroit cop in the 70s, but left home for nearly 35 years before returning as the city's chief.
Very difficult time, very challenging time given the bankruptcy.
He brought crime down, including carjackings and homicide rates, and Craig initiated Project Greenlight.
For people who saw you run for governor, why do you want to be the next mayor of Detroit, and what qualifies you to lead the city right now?
I worked very closely with Mayor Duggan, both as police chief and halfway through my tenure as his deputy mayor. So I understand how critical it is. I have the requisite experience. I know what it means to lead through crisis.
What's the biggest difference Detroiters will see between your administration and what we've seen with Mayor Duggan?
The mayor did a wonderful job at certainly doing so much in downtown. But one thing I've always heard and continue to hear as I'm now campaigning for mayor is some of the neighborhoods feel left out. And we have to do better.
Detroiters have seen their fair share of corruption and how it has damaged our city in the past. What systems will you put in place to ensure transparency?
I think your viewers will know they said James Craig, he always spoke the truth. He was transparent. When I came into Detroit during bankruptcy, the community had lost total confidence in the police department. I held people accountable.
And while the mayor does not run Detroit public schools,
right now our public schools are broken. And I know that infuriates some, but I speak truth. They said only 8% of Detroit students could read in the 3rd grade. That's an abject failure. We have got to change the trajectory of our Detroit public schools.
Craig says education goes hand in hand with keeping violence down because Detroiters need to qualify for jobs. And while he applauds Mayor Duggan for the city's first new plant in 30 years and requiring Stellantis to hire 3,500 Detroiters,
he did that. One challenge, though, and we talked about it earlier, public education, young people being able to pass an exam. And if you can't pass basic academics, it's going to be a challenge.
And his message to struggling families in the city?
I got you. I had you when I was your chief. I'll have you as my mayor.
And the one thing in his first year that would define his legacy as mayor?
I want to build on the great work that Mike Duggan did. Take it to the next level, and part of that is how we deliver services equitably, not in certain neighborhoods like Palmer Woods. It's got to be equitable, and that's the message I send, and that's what's going to make the difference.
Bottom line, Detroit needs a leader with integrity, vision, and the strength to keep pushing the city forward. You can watch my entire interview with each candidate on our website, WXYZ.com.
That is quite the field.
Oh, yes.
So glad to see that. Thank you, Carolyn.